Have you ever felt invisible to yourself? As if, amidst the demands of daily life, you've forgotten who you truly are and the incredible power that resides within you. It's a common feeling. But today, and throughout our Mirror Ritual series, I invite you to embark on a transformative journey. A trip back home, to your most authentic self. Inspired by the timeless wisdom of Louise Hay, we're going to rediscover one of the most faithful allies on your journey of self-love and acceptance, the mirror. More than just a reflection, it's a portal. This is an invitation to a daily ritual, simple yet profoundly powerful, where every gaze becomes an act of courage and every word a step towards your healing. In each episode of this series, we will explore a specific life change, focused on real challenges and practical solutions to help you release what no longer serves you and embrace the life you truly deserve. This week, we will focus on burnout recovery. For best results, repeat this exercise every day before going to bed. So, find your sanctuary, grab your mirror, and prepare to look into the eyes of your soul. Let's begin this ritual of love and transformation together. Stand or sit in front of the mirror. Close your eyes for a moment and breathe deeply, inhaling calm and exhaling any tension or worry. Feel present in the here and now. Open your eyes and look directly into your own eyes. Don't look away. Allow yourself to see the person who is there, with all their beauty and imperfections. This is an act of courage and love. Place one hand over your heart. Feel the beat of life within you. With the other hand, gently touch your face in the mirror's reflection, as if you were caressing yourself with the purest affection. Begin to speak aloud, looking into your own eyes. Repeat each affirmation, feeling the emotion behind each word. As you speak, visualize a soft, healing light of the color you like best, emanating from your heart and filling your entire body. See this light dissolving any negativity. Feel it radiating outwards from you, touching everything around you. I give myself permission to rest without feeling guilty about taking time to recharge. I am learning that my worth is not determined by how much I accomplish each day. I choose to prioritize what truly matters and release what can wait. I trust that taking breaks actually makes me more effective, not less productive. I am allowed to say no to requests that would drain my already depleted energy. I soften my grip on perfectionism and choose good enough for today. I trust my body's signals when it tells me I need to slow down and rest. I choose to set boundaries that protect my energy and support my well-being. I am learning that burnout is not a badge of honor, but a signal to change course. I begin each day by asking what my energy can realistically handle today. I choose to pause and breathe before adding one more thing to my plate. I am allowed to feel overwhelmed without pushing through at the expense of my health. I trust that I can accomplish what needs to be done without sacrificing my peace. I choose to focus on one priority at a time instead of trying to do everything at once. I am learning that rest is productive because it allows me to show up fully. I soften my expectations of myself and choose compassion over criticism. I trust that I can ask for help without being seen as weak or incapable. I choose to honor my limits instead of constantly trying to push past them. I am allowed to take time off without feeling like I'm letting anyone down. I begin my recovery by acknowledging that I've been carrying too much for too long. I choose to delegate tasks that don't require my specific skills or attention. I am learning that saying yes to everything means saying no to my own well-being. I trust that the world will not fall apart if I take time to care for myself. I choose to focus on what I can control and release what is beyond my influence. I am allowed to have days where I do the bare minimum, and that's enough. I soften my inner drive to constantly achieve and choose presence over productivity. I trust that my value as a person exists independent of my work performance. I choose to create space between tasks to breathe and reset my energy. I am learning that sustainable success requires periods of rest and renewal. I begin to rebuild my energy by honoring what my body and mind truly need. I choose to turn off notifications during my designated rest time. I am allowed to feel tired without judging myself for not having endless energy. I trust that taking care of myself is not selfish, but necessary for everyone I serve. I choose to practice saying no with kindness, but without over-explaining. I am learning that my best work comes from a place of balance, not exhaustion. I soften my need to be available to everyone all the time. I trust that I can maintain my standards without working myself into the ground. I choose to schedule rest the same way I schedule important meetings. I am allowed to change my relationship with work without feeling guilty. I begin each week by honestly assessing my energy levels and planning accordingly. I choose to notice the early warning signs of overwhelm and respond with care. I am learning that burnout recovery is not about working harder, but working smarter. I trust that I can be successful without sacrificing my mental and physical health. I choose to celebrate small accomplishments instead of only focusing on what's left to do. I am allowed to have boundaries around my time, energy, and availability. I soften my belief that I must earn my worth through constant productivity. I trust that taking time to recharge will help me show up better for what matters most. I choose to be realistic about what I can accomplish without overwhelming myself. I am learning that recovery from burnout requires patience and consistent self-care. I begin to heal by treating myself with the same compassion I'd offer a friend. I choose to identify which activities drain my energy and which ones restore it. I am allowed to renegotiate commitments that no longer serve my well-being. I trust that I can maintain my professional reputation while protecting my personal boundaries. I choose to focus on progress, not perfection, in all areas of my life. I am learning that my energy is a finite resource that deserves to be protected. I soften my resistance to asking for support when I'm feeling overwhelmed. I trust that I can find a sustainable rhythm that honors both my goals and my limits. I choose to practice self-compassion when I notice I'm pushing too hard again. I am allowed to prioritize my long-term health over short-term achievements. I begin each day with intention rather than immediately jumping into reactive mode. I choose to create rituals that help me transition between work and rest. I am learning that saying no to some things allows me to say yes to what truly matters. I trust that I can be dedicated to my work without being consumed by it. I choose to listen to my body's wisdom about when I need to slow down. I am allowed to take sick days for mental health, not just physical illness. I soften my belief that I must be constantly busy to be valuable. I trust that rest is not laziness, but an essential part of sustainable success. I choose to surround myself with people who support my commitment to balance. I am learning that recovery from burnout is a journey, not a destination. I begin to rebuild my life with intention, choosing quality over quantity. I choose to practice gratitude for what I've accomplished, while honoring my need for rest. I am allowed to change my definition of success to include my overall well-being. I trust that I can maintain my professional excellence while protecting my personal peace. I choose to be patient with myself as I learn new ways of working and being. I am learning that my future self will thank me for the boundaries I set today. I soften my grip on the need to control every outcome and choose to trust the process. I trust that I have the wisdom to know what my mind, body, and spirit need. I choose to end this practice by committing to one small act of self-care today. I am allowed to prioritize my healing without feeling guilty about taking time for myself. I begin my recovery knowing that I am worthy of a life that feels sustainable and fulfilling. End the exercise by embracing yourself, or simply by keeping your hands over your heart and face. Thank yourself for this moment of connection and love.